Welcome back, guys. This is our first video being produced in 2015, so we hope you guys had a great holiday. We hope you guys have an awesome new year. But we're back at the Detail Garage in Los Angeles, California. It's a beautiful sunny day, and we're going to do some more detailing. So 2015 is going to be a great year for us. We're really excited to teach you guys more about detailing, show you guys more videos, give you guys some more amazing how-tos, and just hope you enjoy detailing. So it's a bright sunny day in LA. It's really warm outside, even though it's like the beginning of January. But we're gonna do some metal polishing. So over the holiday, we picked up this really cool Ford panel van. Now this is gonna be one of the new Chemical Guys crew vans that we used to take to shows like SEMA and maybe other shows around California. We're gonna do a lot of mods to it. Maybe get some wheels, maybe lower, really low, put some air suspension, but we're trying to decide what we're gonna do with the exterior. So a couple people around the office talked about wrapping it. We've also talked about painting it, but my suggestion was that maybe we could polish it. So this whole van is, or this whole truck is actually aluminum panel on the outside of the vehicle. So it looks really bad. It doesn't have any shine to it. It feels really rough, and it has like drip stains over the whole aluminum. So my suggestion was that maybe it could be polished. So I brought out a cart, I got a torque machine, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do machine polishing on metal. Now I've made one of these videos before on our last trailer where we actually polished diamond plate. Now the same technique actually works on aluminum. So we're gonna show you how to do it on aluminum and see if it can work. Now this is like no guarantee that this could work because a lot of the surface that we're gonna be working on is extremely stained. So it maybe looked like the previous owners washed it with a heavy chemical. So you notice all these streaks and all this yellow, or not yellow, but white streaks and drips that are on the exterior of the vehicle. That's actually from using a chemical or a heavy, maybe dish soap. It dried on the aluminum and caused a permanent stain. So I'm gonna see if I can restore it, because if we could polish this whole truck or this van and make it like mirror shine, that'd be so cool to see like a mirror shine vehicle driving down the road. Now this technique will also work for like a stainless steel DeLorean. I've seen people polish stainless steel DeLoreans with sandpaper and then use a machine polisher to break it down. But today I'm just gonna use a machine polisher to try and break it down. So the area I'm gonna be testing is gonna be this area right here to see if we can actually polish it, and then we'll eventually do the whole rest of the van maybe next week if the results come out right. So let's do a test spot. So I'm gonna first grab some tape. I got a little bucket here to sit down on, and we're gonna start doing some detailing. Let's hang that up. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna tape out a small area that we're gonna use for polishing. And this way it'll give you a good 50-50 difference of the before and after. So maybe let's tape it right here. There's one. I'm gonna make a big square. So I'll polish inside that whole square, and then we'll take off the square and you'll be able to see the difference on the outside. Now, since we're like OCD detailing here, we're gonna try and make it a nice perfect square, or as good as we can. Cool. Okay, so this is gonna be my test area right here. I didn't normally have to use painter's tape for this, but when I take off the painter's tape, it's going to show the difference, like a crisp, clean line between what it looked like before and what it looks like after. So my goal of this is to try and remove this staining and maybe oxidation. So there's oxidation and there's stains that need to be taken care of. I could do this by hand if I wanted to, but I'm actually going to use a microfiber cutting pad. This is a Black Optics microfiber cutting pad and a machine polisher. So a lot of you guys might know, if I can use a machine polisher, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna use those two products, and then I'm also gonna use heavy metal polish to be able to do this. Now I got a couple microfiber towels on my cart too, that'll help me get the job done. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my machine. This is a Torque 10FX dual action polisher. This will work with rotary machines, Porter Cables, Flex, Roops, a Hitachi Makita rotary, actually any rotary to be exact. I'm just using the Torque 10FX because dual action polishing on this is going to be really cool. It's going to allow me to get this square perfect, and I can use microfiber cutting pads. You can't use microfiber cutting pads with rotary machines, but you sure can use them with dual action. So I'm going to put it on the machine, and then we'll start polishing. So I'm going to use heavy metal polish. This is a metal polish for aluminum, stainless steel, diamond plate, works on precious metals like gold, silver as well. And I'm gonna let's put like 5 fat dots on this microfiber cutting pad. There we go. Okay. So now this is just a test. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what the results are gonna be. It might come out good. It might come out like a mirror. It might not do anything. We don't know how damaged this aluminum is, but you never know until you try. So that's what we're out here doing. So I'm gonna spread it out on the surface. I'm gonna turn my machine on. I'm gonna spread it on the first setting. And even though we just spread out a little bit, I noticed that I want to add a little bit more polish. When you're polishing metal, you kind of have to use a lot of polish. It's not like polishing paint where you just use like a tiny bit. You actually have to use a little bit more polish, and I want my microfiber pad to become saturated. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of water. Here we go, DI water. I'm going to spray a little bit on my pad. There we go. And this is going to help it lubricate and make the machine run a little smoother on here. And we got 2 cameras to hopefully show the difference of this. So I got to spread out, and I'm going to bump it up to the speed setting 6. Now, I'm putting moderate pressure on the machine to try and take out all the heavy oxidation and the stain. Okay, we polished for a little bit. I'm gonna grab a microfiber towel and I'm gonna buff off. Metal polish isn't like paint polish where it has a long work time. It really is designed to work and then it stops cutting. So once the oxidation gets removed, it kind of needs to be reapplied. Now, I'm getting some of this black on my towel. If you guys see this, this is actually oxidized aluminum. So the sun and the air and all the weather beating out on the metal or on the aluminum paneling, it actually causes oxidation. So we're taking off a lot of that oxidation, and that's what gives it this like white, milky look almost. It doesn't have a shine. So I'm gonna polish one more time to see if I can get the edges a little bit better and remove a little bit more staining. This is gonna give me a good estimate of how many people I'm gonna need to polish this whole thing. I'm gonna think maybe 6 people could do it in a day. So I'm gonna grab some more metal polish, some more water, and we'll go at it a little bit more. Now, if we were using like a white microfiber cutting pad, you'd actually see this whole microfiber cutting pad be black with the oxidation that's coming off. But since we're using a black optics pad, it doesn't really show. So that's kind of good for us. So I'm gonna put some more metal polish. Here we go, spread it around. You can actually see some of the oxidation coming off on the pad, but we'll wash the pad a little bit later. So turn my machine on, spread it out. And then I'm gonna bump it up to the highest setting. we've made another pass, and maybe you could see the close-up camera can get in here. This right here is the oxidation that's actually coming off the aluminum. So the metal polish is actually breaking down the oxidation, and it's moving the oxidation into the polish. And then we're going to remove the oxidation and the polish with the microfiber towel. So if you have really oxidized aluminum, you might need to use a little bit of water. So you could take a little bit of water, spray your pad, and that can also help clean the surface a little bit better after you did some heavy polishing. There we go. So now that we've got this done, I think this looks pretty crazy. You can already see this is looking a lot better. I'm going to take off my tape. And there we go. Pretty freaking cool. I know our guy Franco is behind. He's looking at it. He's probably like, that looks really awesome. But now this looks really cool, and hopefully the camera can come up in here and we'll get some more up close shots. But the heavy metal polish completely cut through like all of the oxidation, all of the stains. You see on this side that there is staining, and it doesn't have any shine at all. There's no reflection, zero reflection. But over here now, this is like a mirror. Now this isn't chrome or stainless steel, this is actually aluminum. So to seal in this shine, I could go ahead and put jet seal or wax on there. That way the sun and the oxidation won't come back as fast and it'll keep looking good. So that's a big difference. We'll take some pictures. We'll post it on our Facebook and our Instagram and our Twitter. That's where you can find us and any more detailing fun that we have to do on our channel. Also remember, give us a subscribe if you like these videos. We'll show you more tips and tricks on how to do all types of detailing. You can also check us out on our website, chemicalguys.com. But always remember, have fun, stay clean, and keep on polishing.